Hello, my name is Emphrey, and this is a Godot tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a menu using the AnimatedSprite node, in which you may have a menu here, and when you press the spacebar, you get the next option, spacebar again, you get the next option, and then it repeats. It's actually frame by frame animation. So the first thing I did was I created 3 menu choices. Menu choice 1, which is yes, menu choice 2, which is no, and menu choice 3, which is I don't know. And then I saved all 3 menus into my Godot assets folder. And then I uploaded them all into the Godot. I started with a spatial node, then just renamed the menu, and then I clicked the plus, and then added AnimatedSprite. I did AnimatedSprite 3D, but this could also work in 2D too. Click create, and then I clicked the top menu node again, or top spatial node again, click the plus, and added a camera. Click create, and then when I added the camera to the scene, I adjusted the camera to where I wanted it, to where I could see the menu. And then I clicked the current to on. And the next thing I did was I took this AnimatedSprite and renamed it to menu, the same name I gave the top node. And then I added a new sprite frame, then click that. In this section, it used to have the word default, but I renamed it to menu. After that, I just went to these folders and hold the control button and just select all 3 and click open. So that's how I got my AnimatedSprite set up. So finally, on the spatial node, click the right button, attach script, and I renamed the script menu. And this is a script. This script extends the spatial node because top node is a spatial node. So this script extends the spatial node. And then I created a variable called current frame starting on 0, which starts with the first frame, because computers don't initially count as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like us humans do. Now, computers start on 0 when they count. So for computers, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 0 is usually the first item. So that's why I got the 0 here. Next, func delta. It says if the spacebar is pressed, UI select is a spacebar. If the spacebar is pressed one time, it increments the current frame. So it just keeps going up by 1. And if the current frame gets to 2, or in computer terms, it gets to the third frame or the third menu choice, which will be this choice right here, because the 2 will actually be a 3 in computer's language. This menu choice right here. You really could have just named it the way the computer named it, as in start with just 0, 1, 2, to prevent confusion. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter what you name it up here, but to prevent confusion, you could have done that. So once you get to the choice, according to the way the computer counts, it starts back over to frame 0, which would be its first choice in whatever you named it. And it's just start over. So the AnimatedSprite frame will go according to what this current frame says and does. And then after you're done with all that, make sure you save scene. I called it menu, click save. And then you can go to project settings, run, and then choose the menu scene because that's what we're working with. And you want this menu scene to be what appears on screen when the game launches. Click open, and then when we launch our game, you get this menu here, and we're back where we started. And press the space bar to select the menu, and you can implement this in your game. And by the way, I did 3D, but the 2D works the exact same way. I did the same setup, but I used AnimatedSprite 2D. Instead of spatial, you have a node 2D, and that's what I put in the code. And I put node 2D up here instead of spatial. But this is the exact same code, except for I renamed everything menu 2D. This concludes the AnimatedSprite and everything else. Add the word 2D mostly. And it all works the same way. So I hope this helps. Not only did you learn how to make menus in this tutorial using the AnimatedSprite node, whether 2D or 3D, but you also learn how to do frame by frame animation whenever you use the AnimatedSprite nodes. And that could be useful for a lot of other things too. If you're using the AnimatedSprite nodes and you want specific frames at specific times. So I hope this helps. Till next time. Thanks. Bye.